Alright, I zoned out. What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, right. I love laughing at nothing with my best friend Jason.
I got such a good book for us today. I'm so excited to talk about.
Well, then let's get right into it. Welcome to the Off the Shelf podcast. My name is Josh.
I'm Vinny.
I'm Jason.
And today we're going to talk about a classic, seminal, Fantastic Four story. Seminal story.
What do you mean by seminal? I'm not one of these big boys with the big words.
So let me break it down, right? In the 1960s, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby came together.
And they invented the word seminal?
No. They created characters like the Fantastic Four and the Avengers and, the Hulk,
they were
the X-Men.
The first ever Marvel characters, right?
The Fantastic Four, kind of. The first real ones ever were Namor, who is a Fantastic Four character.
Wait, he's not a Fantastic Four character.
He's not a member, but he's a
he's
character.
In the Justice League.
That's Aquaman.
Wait, the Deep?
No.
Namor does fuck fish.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
isn't his wife a fish? A fish woman?
Well, they're all fish people, technically.
Oh, even Namor.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's okay.
And he's a mutant also. So
he has the mutant ability to not look like a fish man.
Yeah. And then the other original Marvel character was the Human Torch, but not this one.
The robot.
Yeah. And then eventually, Captain America showed up and Bucky, and then eventually
they gave birth to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It came out of the Thing's big rocky vagina.
Yeah.
He was screaming in agony.
And so they created the Fantastic Four.
He was birthed as a 15-year-old boy with spider powers.
So
they implanted memories of his uncle dying into his brain.
Through magic read science.
Sorry, continue.
So they created the Fantastic Four.
So anyways, no.
They created the Fantastic Four as 4 fun characters to go up into space. And
well, that's your opinion.
Yes.
I think they're quite serious.
I think yeah.
I mean, this book is incredibly serious and also incredibly stupid.
And fantastically four.
It is fantastically four. So we're going to talk about the coming of Galactus.
The coming?
Yeah.
The coming of Galactus.
He's wearing protection.
This hardcover is retitled Behold Galactus.
Wonder why.
For obvious reasons.
I wish he would behold me in his big, thick arms.
I know. He
doesn't even have arms on the cover.
I know,
actually.
he's just in a big cloud.
Just like in the movie.
Like in the movie.
Oh.
So, Josh, tell me everything you know about Galactus and the Silver Surfer.
We've talked about them before. The Silver Surfer is Doug Jones. Mm-hmm. And he
played
him in the movie.
Oh, okay.
He's really good. He's an alien, and he's made of metal, and he has a surfboard. He's pretty epic, and that's pretty much it about him, right?
Sure, yeah.
There's not that much to know about him. He's pretty powerful, and he can do stuff.
There's a lot to know about him, but Stan Lee didn't have enough time to tell you about it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Galactus is the eater of worlds. He devours planets.
Yes, he does.
He's also the eater of ass.
Yeah, he devours ass.
This is the first time Galactus
But not in the way you think. Sorry.
This is the first time Galactus and the Silver Surfer are introduced. So that's why it's seminal and a very important Marvel story.
Right. And I know what seminal means.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell
That was
Jason?
the original question, what seminal meant.
Oh,
And then you went on a tirade about the origins of the Fantastic Four, which we've talked about many times before.
It's an important story, okay?
That's still not the fucking definition
It's
of
important.
It is, kind of.
Yeah.
I know what it means.
Yeah.
But the listeners at home are pretty stupid.
No, they're not. They're smarter than Jason over here.
My brother in Christ. I just listened to both of you argue about the fucking pizza this month for 5 straight minutes. I don't want to hear a word.
Oh, man.
Oh, you listened to that episode?
Yeah, I was listening
I told
to
them to. That was a good one. We were both on our A game.
Oh, it's pizza. These like peas. Oh my god, yo.
Hey, don't act like if you were here you would know what it meant.
Dude, I did. He handed me me the mug, and I read it. I was like, oh, like pizza this. And he was like, oh.
Everyone I hand that cup to, they know what it means immediately.
Okay. You two are just fucking cavemen.
So let's get into this story. This collects issues of Fantastic Four, issue 48, 49, and 50. So it was very early on. This came out in 1966. The beginning of issue 48 begins in the middle of an Inhuman story. Now, Josh, who are the Inhumans?
Oh, I know about the Inhumans. They're like they're good sometimes and they're bad. There's the Black Bolt and the Big Dog.
Yeah.
And there's a frog guy.
Sure.
No, I made that up.
I know you did.
I'm the source.
There's Medusa.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
She's not a frog. She's
just like Medusa, right?
Sure, yeah.
She looks nothing like Medusa.
No, she doesn't turn you to stone.
She's got hair.
Her hair moves.
Yeah. That's kind of lame. You've got a guy who can like destroy planets with his voice, and then
also
her
like
hair moves.
Insanely misleading. Like, yeah, I know. No. Superhero names usually kind of fit the T of what they're doing, yo.
Yeah, like
Medusa,
exactly, like Human Torch,
like Black Bolt.
Okay. I guess
okay.
I guess they all have shitty names.
Maybe it's just because they're like an early team, you know. They didn't quite have the system down of naming them after exactly what they do.
I guess.
So Medusa's like, her hair moves like Medusa. Even though there's no snakes and she doesn't turn people to stone. It's close enough, right?
And the Inhumans were introduced in the Fantastic Four. And here in this story, the Fantastic Four are on Attilan, which is the Inhuman world.
Wait, hold on. Sorry to cut you off. That is kind of misleading because isn't Hercules a hero in Marvel?
Yeah.
So wouldn't there be a Medusa in Marvel?
Yeah. She just took the name.
Okay.
Her real name is like it's like Blackagar Boltagon, but like Medusa.
Oh yeah,
that
and then
was
there's
his
that shit. Black Bolt's name is just a shortened version of his name, which is just
So is her name Medusa Sa?
It literally is something crazy and ridiculous like that. I'm gonna skip over this Inhumans part because it literally has no bearing at all on the story.
Okay.
Thank you, Vinny and Joshua.
So the Fantastic Four deal with all the Inhuman stuff, and then they're like, all right, we should get out of here. Now, so the Silver Surfer, right? Now, I've told you about the Marvel method, how Stan Lee and Jack Kirby wrote comics back in the day.
Yeah.
Where Jack Kirby would draw it, and then Stan Lee would fill in the words later. Like, they'd both come up with the idea, but Stan would add the
I'm sure
dialogue
they did the
later.
Storyboard together, but then it's separated into art and writing. Let me ask you a question about the Silver Surfer before we get too deep into this.
Yes.
Did we ever see his companion, the Golden Glider?
No.
Okay, then continue. That's a different book.
So I'm pretty sure the Golden Glider is literally a Flash character.
Really?
Yes.
But he's not the Silver Surfer, but gold.
So,
anyways.
Yeah. Is he actually?
I think it's a woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
I don't know if Silver Surfer really has a gender.
He does. He's a guy. He was a guy once named Norrin Rad, and then his people were attacked, and Galactus spared his life as long as he would be the herald of him.
Okay.
Of Galactus.
So, but I thought he was from a planet of metal people.
No.
Oh.
He's like a humanoid guy.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was thinking of Howard the Duck, who comes from a planet of duck people.
Yes.
Also a herald of Galactus. So confusing.
In the Ultimate Marvel Universe, we've briefly touched on the Ultimate Universe and Ultimate Spider-Man. We haven't really talked about anything else from it. But eventually Silver Surfer will show up in Ultimate Galactus. And there is a race of Silver Surfers. Like, there's a bunch of Silver Surfers.
Yeah.
So maybe you're thinking
maybe
of that.
That's probably what I was thinking of.
Maybe. So, now, say what you will about the Marvel method of how they wrote comics back in the day, but never is it more noticeable than in this book, I think. Because the Fantastic Four finish what they're doing, and then it's like a hard cut to outer space, and Jack Kirby just draws the Silver Surfer, and then Stan Lee's, like, word boxes here like, oh, and look at this cool character. That's the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
And he's just like flying through space, dodging asteroids, and then he flies next to the Skrull warship, and the Skrulls are like, oh shit, hit the lights. So they go in stealth mode.
But do you know who the Skrulls are?
Yeah, they previously appeared in Fantastic Four. Previously. And so the Silver Surfer like flies right past them, and they're like, "Woo! We know what happens when the Silver Surfer's around. That means Galactus is surely on his way. It must really suck to be the planet he's gonna devour." Meanwhile, we go to the planet he's about to devour.
It's their planet.
It's the Skull planet. They get home, they're like, "Where is home?"
Yeah.
So the Fantastic Four are on their way back to New York City when all of a sudden the skies burst into flames. And they're like, "Oh, that's kind of weird. We should check that out."
They're like, "Johnny, what are you up to?"
Yeah. The Human Torch is like, "I'll check it out." And he's like, "Flame on!" And he flies, like, into the sky, I guess. He notices all the people are, like, freaking out down below.
Goodness, he didn't fly into the ground.
I know. And so the people are like, "Oh my god, everything's on fire. Look, it's the Human Torch. He must have did this. Get the fire hose." So they get the fire hose.
And they throwing bricks at him.
Yeah, they attack him. They get the fire hose to, douse the fires of himself. He falls to the ground and they just start getting at him. They beat him up and the Thing jumps down. He's like, "It's clobbering time."
That's the New York way. Beat up people and ask questions later.
The Thing literally, this guy punches the Thing. He's like, "Oh, my hand." And then the Thing just flicks him in the nose and sends him, like, catapulted into a building.
Oh, this is when the Thing had 4 fingers.
He always had 4 fingers.
He doesn't nowadays, does he?
Yeah.
Oh. Never mind. I thought he had 5 fingers.
No.
Oh. Does he in the movies?
No.
Okay. Never mind.
Gosh, Josh's an idiot.
So leave. He's gonna go.
So they get Johnny. They bring him back to the Baxter building. And they're like, "Okay, what's going on? Everything's on fire. That's kind of weird. We should figure that out." Reed locks himself in a room and is like, "I'm gonna figure it out."
That's his solution to everything.
Yeah, he's like, "I'll just, like, all of you guys are gonna drag me down." And Sue is like, "Please, darling, it's almost time for dinner." And he's like, "Shut up, woman! I have things to do."
I'm sciencing.
Exactly. Every chance he gets, he just has to put Sue down. He just has to be the worst husband of all time. It's amazing that she sticks around with this guy.
I feel like I've seen Reed go into like his thinking room.
Yeah,
like,
the think tank.
Okay, so this is like a prevalent thing that he has.
I was going to say that, but I didn't know if that was right.
Yeah.
He does that a lot in that other Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he has the think tank and the deep in thought room. The think tank is a tank he submerges himself in. Like, he rolls up into a ball, and it's just like water.
It's like a stasis tank, but for thinking.
Yes.
It's like a sensory deprivation
exactly.
thing.
All right.
It's to shut off everything but his brain.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's awesome. I would totally do that.
It's kind of cool.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
But
you just paralyze yourself for deep thought.
But he's also a dick about it, where he's like, if you come in, like, if you open the door, like, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. Like, I'm busy right now. I'm thinking. That's what I do.
Fantastically beat your ass.
Exactly.
Why doesn't he just go think in his room and then stretch another version of himself out into the living room to watch, like, CSI with his wife?
He should, but he doesn't care about CSI. We see more of the Silver Surfer flying his way towards Earth.
It's not about him. It's about satisfying his wife.
So Reed is locked in his think chambers, and Sue gets him on the video communication device. And she's like, "Sue, please," or "Reed, please, it's been days." And he's like, "For the love of Pete, woman, leave me alone." And he has, like, a fully grown beard. Like, he's been in here for days.
Does it grow a beard in 4 days?
I know. Maybe he stretched the hair follicles to grow quicker.
He's just been folding skin over the already existing beard so he doesn't have to shave.
Exactly. And the thing is, I have to imagine it's been days, because the way it's written, it's only been 20 minutes. So I don't know how he grew this beard. And to think that the sky's been on fire for 4+ days is a little insane.
In Jack Kirby's brain, it's been like a month. But in Stan Lee's mind, it's been 10 minutes.
Exactly. Sometimes things just don't link up.
Yeah.
You know, like, Jack clearly wanted this to be a week later. And Stan was like, "We don't have that kind of time." So Sue leaves the room because she's like, "Oh, my husband's a selfish bastard."
I'm going to poison his dinner.
I like that they just hang out in their Fantastic Four uniforms.
Yeah.
There's not a moment in this book until the very end when they're not in uniform. But I guess it is a dire situation. So
yeah, and if you had like a perfect suit that fit to your body like nothing else and was the only thing that could not be destroyed by your powers, you'd probably wear it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if it's like not? It doesn't look comfy though.
No, it's very comfy.
I mean, it looks loose.
Canon?
I feel like later on it gets less loose, but in these early books, it's like just clothes.
Like it looks like they're wearing pajamas.
Yeah,
it looks comfortable compared to Spider-Man, who's like this 15-year-old boy in like a skin tight. Ugh. So Sue leaves the room. She gets some fresh air. Ben is enjoying a nice cup of Joe. While Johnny is looking at the sky and he's like, oh, the sky's not made of fire anymore. And Ben's like, oh, that's cool. Johnny's like, oh, but it's rocks now.
Do you think that Joe has ever enjoyed a nice cup of Ben? Sorry, continue.
I could only imagine. So there is rocks in the sky now.
Oh, perfect. So there's one for everyone.
Exactly. So the people are like, it's the thing. We gotta kill him.
Like rubber bands are gonna fall. Invisibility is gonna fall out of the sky.
Exactly.
So how like dense everyone. It's like, oh yes, the sky's made of rocks. It has to be the thing's fall.
I know. Never has he shown the ability to create other rocks. Like these aren't orange rocks. So
they don't even look like him.
Exactly. So Sue barges in on Reed and it's like, bro, you gotta come out. Like, now that you gotta help us.
Hello?
It's like, the sky is rocks now. And he's like, Sue, please, don't come in. And she's like, why? What are you doing in here? And he's like, no, please. He's like... yeah, but then she walks in and she's like, what the hell is going on? And in the corner, the Watcher is there with a big machine. And
do we know who the Watcher is?
The Watcher has previously shown up. Do you know who the Watcher is? Tell me everything you know.
He's watches shit. I don't know.
Yes.
He's like the Monitor, but for... He's the only one who can afford every streaming service.
Exactly.
I have Prime Video and Hulu.
He watches
ads.
his like, think of his brain or like his eyes as like a camera into everybody's world, and like he watches everything that happens on Earth and like the universe. There's a race of Watchers, but this is Uatu, the Watcher. He's like, the main one.
He's like designated to Earth. Then.
Sure.
Okay.
It's like everyone's a Twitch streamer.
And so Sue is like, the Watcher, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm watching. Like,
oh, so can he like key into other people's sight? Like if he wanted to see what Reed Richards is seeing, he could do that?
Well, sure, I guess.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But he shows up in the Baxter building, and he has this giant machine, and he's like, yeah, so Galactus is on his way. And Reed's like, honey, this is what I've been in here doing. I've been with this gigantic bald man for days. And she's like, well, okay, what is Galactus? What does that mean? And Watcher gives her the skinny on Galactus.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And
hey, listen here, I'm gonna give you the skinny on Galactus.
Exactly.
Does he say that in the book?
Sure, yeah. He's like,
that's how Jack Kirby talks.
Yeah, he's like, here, toots. Galactus is this godlike being who's coming to your Earth to eat it because he's very hungry. And she's like, oh, that's kind of weird, but if Stan Lee says so, okay.
And space pizza was out of the cannolis.
So, Silver Surfer gets to Earth, and the Human Torch shows up and is like, who are you? And Silver Surfer's like, get out of here, I don't have
Your
time.
Yeah. Got him.
Straight up, the Fantastic Four just attack the Silver Surfer. Without talking to him, without anything.
Well, I mean, strange stuff is happening and he came from the sky. So.
Exactly.
What if it was Jesus?
They did that to Jesus, too. What are you talking about?
Sure, you're right. You got me.
So, Silver Surfer shows up and he's like, my awesome power, you cannot stop my cosmic abilities. And then the thing just punches him in the tummy and knocks him off the building.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So he's not that powerful. He kind of sucks ass.
No, he was off the surfboard at the time. When he's on the surfboard, he's more powerful. When he's off it, he's still incredibly powerful, but Thing just, took a cheap shot.
That's like me and ketamine.
So I call it Special K.
Yeah.
So...
super powerful.
So, the Watcher's like, you might have stopped the Silver Surfer, but now Galactus' ship has arrived, and you see this epic ship.
Oh, that looks nothing like the rest of the book.
I know. It's
like there's not even the dots or anything. I guess the rest of it doesn't. Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought old comic books all had the dots. Is this like just
like
it's a reprint or?
What do you mean the dots? Like
Kirby
Crackle?
Like the texture, like the little dots on the paper of like every old comic book.
I have no idea.
I did it for our podcast cover.
For the what cover?
The podcast cover has like the dots on it, the little texture.
Well, I mean, probably in the original.
Yeah, that's what I was saying because it's a reprint.
You made a podcast?
Shut up.
I'll
kill you.
So Galactus finally reveals himself. You know what Galactus looks like?
Yeah,
right?
He's a big guy with a huge chin and giant hands.
Yeah, what color is he?
He's like purple or red.
He's like purple and blue.
Oh, I thought he had red on him.
Well, I mean, he does here.
Oh, okay.
So Galactus shows himself, and he's like, I am Galactus.
I'm a giant Christmas tree.
Yes.
There's even a C on my chest.
Well, this came out before Christmas.
Yeah, you're right. Christmas stole their
He does have a C on his chest.
It's for Galactus.
Tell me where there's a C in Galactus. That's not the beginning.
That's a G.
My brother in Christ, that is not a G. That's a...
It is. It has the little G part.
No, look, you've been reading the whole book wrong. It's Galactus.
Galactus.
Yeah, Galactus.
My bad.
It's colostomy.
So
he's kind of cute.
Yeah, of course you would say that. So
okay, I have a question. Does his head fill out the helmet?
No. Okay, so for the longest time, I thought that was just him, right? And then I learned from another book that it is a helmet.
I mean, obviously.
Under there, Galactus
see his
has...
eyes.
Well,
and stuff,
I
and
know.
skin.
I was living in doubt and fear that he'd be like a weird-looking character without the helmet, and he is.
What is? He just looks like a regular guy.
He looks like a giant guy with waves.
Oh, really?
Like, that's just straight up a space do-rag.
Yeah.
Like Osborn?
Yes, exactly. Like I swear, man, superimpose that image. It's hilarious.
So this is the end of issue 48, right? Galactus is green and red. At the beginning of the next issue, I guess the colorist or Jack Kirby didn't like it because now he's purple and red.
Oh, see, that's more classic.
And
that's
he's wearing shorts, so his thighs are exposed.
It's almost Roman, his armor. Not the helmet, but the rest of it.
He's giving everybody a nice view underneath.
Yo, Vinny, so me and you were talking about how Galactus wasn't always gigantic. He's the same height as the Watcher. And... that's like small as shit.
He could grow in size. They both can grow in size.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because sometimes...
You told me he just got bigger over, like, the time, like, over years and shit.
Well, he did. Like, here, like, if you look up Galactus and the Watcher now, Galactus is the size of the universe, and the Watcher is literally as tall as the Thing.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah. But here, they didn't know what they were doing back then. They were like, oh, let's make the Watcher just as big. And so they have a cosmically epic conversation.
I kind of like that, though.
But you see, it's far less believable that this guy's eating planets.
Yeah.
Maybe more like building.
Well, but if he can grow...
Yeah.
Like,
he doesn't grow here. This is like the full extent of him here. He might get a little bigger, but on his ship he has a machine that will convert the Earth into energy for him to consume.
Oh.
Yeah. Later on, they get rid of all that and he just eats them.
Does he grab like a giant iPhone charger and just plug it into his arm?
Yes.
Yeah. He just mainlines the Earth.
Yeah, literally. So all of the Fantastic Four are just like, oh my god, look at that. That's crazy. There's two big giant men up there. And one of us, his wang is floating about.
He's like, big shit, I'm made of rock.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the Watcher's like, Galactus, you gotta go home. You can't eat this planet. Galactus is like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. I've eaten thousands of planets and now you stop me?
He's like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. And
why can't he eat the Earth?
Because there's people on it. Because they live there.
There's probably people on the other planets he's eating.
Well, yeah, but the Fantastic Four don't care about that. They care about the Earth.
What about the Reed Richards on different timelines that live on the other planets?
They don't know about that yet.
Watchers like, put my homies around this planet.
There's barely television at this point in life.
They have McDonald's on this planet. Just go get a Big Mac.
I bet back in this day, the McRib was a staple at McDonald's and never went out of
the McRib was probably actually beef back then.
It's probably a rib they actually made and not meat they molded. So the Fantastic Four go to attack Galactus. Thing punches him in the thigh, and then Galactus drops this little. It looks like a seed right here, and the Thing is like, "Oh, that's weird," and then it like spews out gas.
Oh, so Galactus, he's a grass type then.
Sure.
He's like poison spore.
Galactus, use seed bomb.
Or
Exactly.
the actual move, poison spore, like I just said.
Fuck you, Josh.
It does that exact thing.
Seed bomb's also a move, cocksucker.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh shit.
So they continue to fight. They fight Galactus a little
Look,
bit.
it's been like 10 years since I played Pokemon.
You think I played Pokemon yesterday? Oh yeah, I was playing my DS on my way to work today.
That'd be awesome. I don't know.
I'm not gonna slander that because I bought the last Pokemon game.
So the Fantastic Four fight Galactus for a little bit, and then the Watcher's like, "Hey, calm down. Let me and Galactus talk for a minute. We're homies, real quick. Like we'll just go over there. You guys go home and shower." And that's literally what they do.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Yeah. Reed finally shaves his beard. The Thing has a nice bubble bath.
Aw.
The Rock.
He's always going.
The Rock.
The Rock. Dwayne's taking a bubble bath.
Yeah.
The Thing's always going the extra mile to do something cute.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the Silver Surfer, when Thing punched him off the roof, he landed on top of Alicia Masters' like building or like her apartment on her window. And do you know who Alicia Masters is?
She's a reporter.
No.
I was just guessing. I don't know.
She's the
Like
Thing.
everyone in Marvel's a reporter.
She's the Thing's blind girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but she's already in this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's
I thought she was like way later.
No.
So everything with his wife has already happened then?
I don't think they're married. They're not married. They're just girlfriend. Boyfriend.
Right, but didn't he have a wife before her?
No.
Before
That was
he
for the
became
movie.
The Thing.
That was from the movie.
I thought that was like canon in the comics.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
But that happens in the other comic we went over. I'm pretty sure.
When?
Was that Ultimate or something?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What?
I don't know. I'm just trying to put all the pieces
not a
together.
what to you. What to you?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out too because I'm interested.
Listen. I haven't read every single old Fantastic Four book.
But if y'all went over it together and you read the one he's thinking about,
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
unacceptable.
So Alicia is the daughter of this character named the Puppet Master, who makes puppets.
Yeah, we've talked about him.
Yeah,
He's
she's also
from DC.
No.
Yeah, he's from that one episode of. I've done this joke before. I can't do it again. That one Teen Titans where they all become puppets.
Oh,
Yeah,
Control Freak or
Something
Mad
like
Mod
that.
or something. I
think
remember.
it's whatever. Mind Freak.
Yeah.
Chris Angel's Mind Freak.
So the Silver Surfer opens the window and falls into her apartment, and she's like, "Oh my God, who's there?" And he just lays on the couch. He's like, "Oh God." She's like, "Who are you?" And she touches him, and she's like, "Oh my God, you don't feel human."
She's like, "Oh no, he's hot."
Exactly. And so she's like, you seem pretty tired. You also feel like you're made of metal or whatever. And he's like, "Yes, I must get back to my master. He's ready to destroy your planet." And she's like, "Oh, well then I don't want to let you leave. Like, if you're just gonna destroy the planet, then fuck you." And he's like, "You think you could stop me? I'm the Silver Surfer. I have cosmic ability." And she's like, "Okay, what does that like? What does it mean to me?"
I know sign language.
Yeah, she's not deaf.
No, wait. Yeah,
Oh,
you
hold
can't
on.
do sign language.
So
I think I said that when we were talking about Daredevil.
yeah,
Well, if she has deaf friends, or
It,
what if
it
she has
doesn't-
deaf friends? What if she wants to talk to them?
She's out of luck. I don't know.
So thoughtful, Josh.
They need a translator.
exactly. So the Silver Surfer's like, "I have a destiny to follow. I will not let you, you peasant woman, stop me." And she's like, "Oh, well, fuck you. I thought you were gonna be like a nice guy." And he's like, why the hell would you think that?
E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And then for no reason at all, she's like, "Listen, why don't you calm down? I'll make you some dinner. And I'll just tell you about how cool Earth is and why you shouldn't kill it."
And he agrees.
And he's like, "Yeah, sure."
What does she make him? Like paninis or something?
I don't even know. But I know that when she, brings it out to him, he's like, eat? What, I'm gonna sit here and chew? So he converts the food into energy and then absorbs it?
Oh, is that how it works?
I guess.
But he was a guy before this.
Yeah, but not anymore.
So, okay.
Well, he's still a guy, but now
does he not have his memories of being a human?
Well, yeah, but...
so why would he be confused about eating?
I don't think it was confused. More or less like...
It's more like now that he has these abilities, he doesn't need to eat or sleep or piss or shit.
So he's not saying like, oh, you just chew food. That's strange. It's
no, he's like, why would I waste time
that.
And do that?
Yeah, okay, I see.
So Galactus starts...
if I could just convert food into energy...
I know.
Yeah.
So Galactus starts constructing his planet eater machine.
Holy cow, you know what that looks like?
What?
The end of the Ninja Turtles movie.
It does. The Technodrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's epic.
That's crazy.
So
we should build that in real life.
Yeah.
On top of your house.
Merge universes and shit.
Yeah.
So the Fantastic Four are like, okay, how long do we have before the entire world is eaten? And the Watcher's like, not much time. And then he's like, let me show you what the world will look like soon. And you see like the oceans have dried up and like...
Oh, so he doesn't completely eat it.
What do you mean?
He doesn't like... It doesn't disappear.
No,
he doesn't consume the entire thing.
Yeah, it more like
midnight snack.
Like it
he just takes
rots.
all the resources from it.
Sure. I mean, it's almost like it kind of rots from the inside out. Like eventually it'll probably explode or like fall apart.
Okay. What does he do with the moon? He just like kicks it around.
Oh, he doesn't care about that. Doesn't have any nutrients, I guess. I don't know.
He puts it on his keychain.
Yeah, he collects all the moons.
So the Fantastic Four are like, how do we stop him? What can we do? And the Watcher's like, oh, there's nothing we could do. Except, but no, you guys can't do it. And they're like, please, like, stop being, like, tell us what we do.
We need to try.
And he's like, fine, okay. Like, I really shouldn't be telling you this because my whole thing is like I watch and I don't help, but I always break that rule. So I'm not gonna do this for you, but I will help you do it.
It's one of those things where he's like, I'm gonna tell this plan to myself, and if you happen to listen in, just find a loophole around the rule that he made up.
Exactly. That's literally all the Watcher does. So the Watcher's like, there is this machine, this device that would stop Galactus if he came in contact with it. And Mr. Fantastic's like, okay, where is it? I'll go get it. And Watcher's like, no, only the Human Torch could get it. And
Costco.
Yeah. And everyone's like... Ooh.
He's the only one with a membership card.
They stopped selling them.
So, meanwhile, yeah, here's Silver Surfer converting it into energy.
Oh, man, he didn't even leave her any.
No, he didn't.
Microwaves the food for himself.
Yeah. And he's like, that was actually pretty good.
He just beams it up.
Exactly.
Well, so the energy has taste?
Yeah,
sure.
That was delicious plasma.
Well, he's like, now I feel better. Like, I feel the nutrients in my body. And she's like...
Yummers.
Yeah, she's like, please don't destroy the planet. And he's like, oh, you're crying. Like, you're upset about these people. And she's like, of course I am. I'm one of them. I'll die. Like, I don't want my planet to be destroyed. And he's like, that's pretty sad. I take pity on you.
Bro, he never had that thought where he's like, maybe the people who are dying don't want to die. Like,
well, like...
abstract idea.
He's like a brainless, like, acolyte for the Eater of Worlds, right?
I mean, like, he does have a brain, but he's mostly just, like...
follows orders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like later when
He's
they do
a
an
yes
action
man with Jim Carrey.
Yes. Later when they do like a Silver Surfer series, they'll really dive into his backstory and like what he really is as a character. Here he's just like, I pick the planets, I bring Galactus there, and then I just kind of wait till he's done. Like, he didn't mean to get punched by the thing and stay on the planet a little bit.
Okay, so he's Galactus's pimp.
Yes. Like, usually he would just, like, fly through. But the thing stopped him, and now he's in this situation.
If anything, Galactus is the pimp.
Well, how?
Because shit, he sends out his person to go collect and ready.
Okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
I was thinking of it in the way that, he just makes sure, he puts things in order So that Galactus can go in and do his business.
Because there's other heralds. I mean,
eventually there will be other heralds. Spoilers for the end of this book.
He has a flock of hoes.
He does.
Okay, so he is the pimp.
He is the pimp.
Okay.
Spoilers for the end of this book, but...
So him eating the world is going in and collecting them. He's breaking some kneecaps.
Yeah,
exactly.
Silver Surfer talks to Alicia and convinces her that maybe he should fight Galactus. Maybe he's not that cool of a guy.
Okay.
Meanwhile, all the people of Earth are like, "Oh my God, that giant God Man is building this machine. We have no idea what's going on. Where are the Fantastic Four?
Why are those people so red?
Just, I don't know.
They're just so in awe.
They're so in awe." So here's the thing: he keeps trying to destroy Galactus's machine. It always fails, bro.
Like
Galactus gives him the finger.
Rocky.
No.
I know. I thought he did.
No, he instead he gives him the finger. That'd be epic.
Fuck you, Ben.
He's like, take 2 of these with every meal.
Instead, what he does is like he shoots almost like a signal flare up to his ship, which brings down the Punisher.
Yeah,
which is this little guy right
Frank
here.
Castle.
No. Before the Punisher in Marvel Comics, Frank Castle, war vet, shows up. There was this character who was a little troll
He's
goblin that
he
Galactus
almost looks like
had.
MODOK, but with arms and legs,
Dude,
or like real arms and legs.
Yeah, and the Punisher is unleashed.
Okay.
Dude, no shot. If I got my ass kicked by that thing, I'd just write myself out of the comic.
Yeah. So the Human Torch goes to the Watcher, and the Watcher's like, "I'm about to send you into the middle of infinity, you 17-year-old boy. I hope you can handle it." And he's like, "I mean, I don't even know how to do math, but okay." So, and I love this image right here because I can only imagine it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, he's like exploding.
The Watcher's like, "You will be obliterated and reconstituted in the center of infinity."
Is there any other way?
Watcher doesn't even give him a choice. He's like, "I've already pressed the button."
Watcher, do you got it's like Space Taxi and Uber, anybody else?
So the Human Torch, he can be on fire in space.
Yeah.
There's no oxygen in space.
Well, the Watcher's like protecting him a little bit with like his.
But normally he could do it even without the Watcher's help.
Probably.
I think it's just like he can produce fire. Like his body produces it.
But
so
fire can't exist in space.
Well,
without oxygen.
Well, he got the firepower from space, so
it's
nothing
space
matters.
Fire. It's not Earth fire.
Exactly.
Is that the? Okay,
Yeah.
sure, I can live with that.
It's space fire.
So
I'll just shove that into the back of my brain and never think about it again.
Yeah. So you see the Human Torch fly all throughout space. He gets to Galactus's home ship.
How's he breathing?
I was also wondering that, but you said he's protected
The
by
Watcher
the Watcher,
protects him.
so...
Here's the Fantastic Four fighting the Punisher, who kicks their asses.
Maybe he produces oxygen to fuel the fire.
Probably.
Let's resurrect Jack Kirby and demand he answers our questions.
Yeah.
Maybe he just looked cool.
Probably.
Dude, someone just throw some salt at that robot frog, yo. There's no way they're getting their ass kicked by that fucking thing.
Eventually, Galactus like, "Punisher, come back to me," and the Punisher's like, "Okay."
Is it like a little
It's like a little gremlin monster.
It's a little gremlin in his suit. He's like a robot.
Literally.
I like him.
That's
Does
It's
he
so
appear
fun.
more? Is he in any other comic?
Probably, but he does not appear again in this book.
I want more. I want his own series.
Yeah, I bet you would. So the Silver Surfer's like, "I know what I must
That's what he
do.
sounds like.
I must stop Galactus." So Silver Surfer's like, "All right, I'm on the good guys team now." And Alicia's like, "Oh, nice."
This is just like the movie.
Yeah. Just like the movie.
Yeah, why'd they choose like paper bag brown to like for this cover?
I know.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I really have no idea.
They wanted him to stand out.
Man, I love old comic covers because
There's no background.
I mean some do, but like just the words that they choose, the startling saga of the Silver Surfer, and then at last the Human Torch in college. Like, okay.
Everything must go pretty well if he's going to college after this.
Yeah, I mean, good way to spoil it.
So I like how in older comics they always have all the heroes' faces just on the front floating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
So the Fantastic Four are like, where's the Human Torch? Where did you send him? And I love this image of the Watcher where he's like, oh, the Human Torch. I am in mental contact with him. He is in the middle of infinity. Hopefully he comes back because it'd be a real shame if he didn't because then everything would be screwed. And they're like,
Can you
okay.
get 5 words or less, Watcher? Come on.
Yeah.
We're on a time crunch.
Eventually Human Torch grabs what he's looking
it's Stan
for.
Lee.
Yeah. Eventually Human Torch grabs what he's looking for and he comes back.
So he's got a portal to get back.
Yeah, Watcher's like, he teleports him back. And the Human Torch is like, I got it, how do I use it? And the Watcher's like, oh, you can't use it.
Bring it back.
No, he's like, you can't use it, the smartest of you all has to use it. And Reed is
Ben?
like, yeah. And Reed grabs it, and what he's holding is the ultimate nullifier.
So the Human Torch, he really took that to heart, and so that's why he went back to college.
Yeah, after the Watcher says that, Reed just kind of like scoffs on his knuckle and just rips, I guess I'll use it.
The smartest on the planet, you say?
Yeah,
It's a good thing I'm here.
So the Silver Surfer goes and attacks Galactus, and I love this because the Fantastic Four and the Watcher are talking about the ultimate nullifier, and the Watcher's like, it's a pretty awesome machine. Meanwhile, the Silver Surfer's like, any second, guys, this guy's really strong.
I never read that version of the Nullifier, the Ultimate series.
You get to see Silver Surfer and Galactus fight a lot, which is cool, but it's silly. But I love it.
Doesn't he get his powers from Galactus?
Yeah.
So couldn't Galactus just be like,
well, he
no
already
more power.
gave that. Okay, so he already gave
he does
him the
that,
powers,
right?
What?
Doesn't he do that at some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he already gave him the powers, so like, and there was no receipt. So I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, you've only 30 days after purchase.
So
maybe he likes the fight. You know,
yeah.
like once you're too strong, you know,
I
things
think
get boring.
I
It's
think
like
that
One
might
Punch
be
Man.
what
I was
it
about to say
is.
that's just the plot of One.
So the ultimate nullifier is this cosmic device that has the ability to end existence.
Space clock.
To cosmically space clock. Yeah, he's pulling up the cosmic 9.
Exactly. So
Holy shit, there's One Punch Man right there.
so Reed grabs the ultimate
Psych
nullifier
them
and he grabs the ultimate nullifier and points it at Galactus and is like, if you don't stop beating the planet, I will end the universe. And Galactus is like, you fool, you would never.
He's holding it sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Reed is like, I will. I'll pull the trigger. And Galactus is like, I don't believe you. And Reed is like getting ready to do it, and Galactus just folds. He's like, okay, whatever. I'll go eat another planet, god damn it. And then Galactus just leaves. He makes a real big fucking grand exit. He's like, I am Galactus, we will never meet again.
Fuck you.
Until next week.
Until next week. Funnily enough, this book is a collection of Galactus stories. And if you don't know that, you finish this and you're like, he just came right back.
Yeah, and at the
What
end
the
of
heck?
all of them, he's like, I'm never
who's
coming
that?
back.
Awesome feller with that act.
Yeah,
Well,
what's that Christmas page?
Yeah, well, I'll show you later. But so Galactus leaves, and the Silver Surfer's like, you're welcome. And they're like, bro,
You didn't do anything.
you just punched him a little bit. The Silver Surfer's like, you know, a woman taught me how to be like a noble hero and not a selfish, like evil person who points out delicious planets
She
to gods.
also taught me cheeseburger.
Exactly.
You also taught me doggy style.
Yeah. And so Alicia shows up and she's like, Silver Surfer, you're okay. And immediately Ben is like, oh, she fell in love with a handsomer guy than me.
See? I told you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad.
And then he just walks away and he's just thinking, like his thought balloons are like, man, why would she be with an ugly monster when she could be with a handsome silver
She's
gentleman?
blind, stupid.
Exactly. And
Does he know she's blind?
Yeah.
Oh, so what's the problem?
He's just really
She's been
melodramatic.
pretending-
Yeah.
She's been pretending to see this whole time. Oh, you're so handsome, Ben.
Exactly. So Thing just walks off, and then Alicia's like, Ben, where'd you go? And then Silver Surfer just flies away as they show panels of poor Alicia stumbling down the stairs. Hopefully she doesn't get injured.
Yes.
What?
I mean, no, there's no
No,
hand.
no. Sorry, I'm looking at this man who's all forehead.
Yeah.
And now just poor timing for Alicia falling down the stairs.
I know.
Is that Gorilla Grodd?
No, he's just a villain. He's another villain.
He also looks like he's from One Punch Man. What's that guy, Hammerhead?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Human Torch goes off to college. Ben is really sad and upset. Reed probably finally eats dinner and enjoys the company of his wife.
Boring.
I know. And
How do you go back to normal life after that?
that's exactly how this book ends, where the principal of the school, like Johnny gets accepted to college, and the principal's like, "Wow, Johnny Storm, we're really happy to have you here. Also, you're you're part of the Fantastic
You're the
Four.
Fantastic Four.
you're the Human Torch of the Fantastic Four. That's pretty cool." And Stanley's like narration is like, "Yes, it's great that he's finally attending college, but after seeing the like middle of infinity, what is math to someone who's seen the galaxy?" And Human Torch is like, "Wow, I'm really above all this." And he just has a little god complex. And that's literally just the end.
Huh. But he does go to college.
He does go to college.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does he study? What's his major?
I have no idea.
Pyrotech.
Probably. Probably.
It's not a major.
So the rest of this book is just other fun Galactus stories that happen at the time. You may notice... Oh, here's another herald. This is Fire Lord.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's cool. I bet he's a real match for Human Torch.
A real
Oh, yeah.
match?
Oh,
yeah.
I see what I did there. That's funny.
The other character
Thanks,
you
Josh.
mentioned... the other character you mentioned that you saw right here, this guy?
Yeah, there was like a panel of him like
Captain
looking...
Greybeard.
Yo,
yeah.
he looks awesome.
Yeah,
that?
that is Terrax. He's another herald.
That's
What's his full name?
Terrence
Untamed.
Thompson.
Untamed.
No.
Terrax.
His real name is like
Untamed.
Tyros or something.
Alright.
And he becomes Terrax. Yeah.
So
What's
he's
his deal?
He was just like a rock man. Not like a rock man like The Thing, but he just like...
he just really likes metal
Sure.
music.
No. He was just given powers by Galactus to be the next herald because...
he's just another herald? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's like down with killing planets.
Oh, okay.
When the Silver Surfer's like, I want to learn about my life previously. I want to remember stuff.
I don't know if I'm tired or stupid or both. Go back to that page. But I looked at Reed Richards in normal clothes reaching up to put the star on the tree, and I was like, why is that guy's arm so long?
I know, right? They were in their costumes the entirety of
But
the
his
first
jacket
story.
is stretched too. You see that?
I have a question about Terrax.
Yeah.
So,
Herbie.
Yo, Herbie, I love that guy. So with
Herbie's their little robot friend.
So with Terrax, I feel like he sounds like what's his name? Galactus is like perfect herald, but I feel like I haven't ever heard of this guy outside of this.
Yeah, because they usually defeat him and then he leaves, and then there's always a new herald. What? You could Daredevil's here, yeah.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man.
Yeah. This is like Galactus returns and all the superheroes get involved.
Oh, it's a crisis.
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically. But without the reboot.
Yes.
Darkseid.
That's, Terrax. Terrax is literally Darkseid.
Wow, like that's actually like really cool.
Straight up.
So Johnny's wearing a suit to go into space.
Quite odd, right?
Yeah.
Almost like
Even though he's seen Infinity.
Yeah. At the end of this collected, you can look through that. If
I
you
feel
want.
like Reed should have seen it.
I know.
You know?
I kind of like that he didn't, because that would just go right to his head.
Yeah, but that could be part of why he's the way he is, you know?
True. At the end of this book, like the final issue, there's a new herald that gets introduced. Her name is like Frankie
Yes.
Ray.
Nunez? Oh.
No.
New cool.
Frankie Ray was this woman who dated the Human Torch, and then Galactus came down and was like, I need a herald, and she was like, I'll do it, just don't kill the world. And then he was like, okay, your cosmic ability is like fire or whatever, and she becomes Nova, but not the Nova you know. Another Nova, like a naked fire woman named Nova.
Alright.
And then she flies away, never to be seen again. And
So she
comes
becomes
back.
the Human Torch.
Yeah, but a woman.
Is she who hangs out in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends?
That's Firestar.
Oh, okay.
That's a good guess, though.
There's so many fire characters.
I know.
It's crazy.
Jeez, dude. Who is in that show again?
Firestar and Iceman.
That was a cool show.
It was. I used to love that show.
Barely remember
what is
that.
that?
Like, barely remember that
I
show.
remember that show like I remember 5 minutes ago. I remember there was this one episode with the Chameleon. The Chameleon invites Spider-Man and Captain America and a couple other superheroes, Shaun of the She-Devil, a few other superheroes to his haunted house, and then Namor, and then he just like, sets booby traps, and he's like, "I will get them." He's like, "They're all just pawns in my game."
That sounds like a lovely story.
It is. It's so funny. Such a good show.
So I was just looking through this. First of all, this story looks way cooler than the one we just talked about.
Well, yeah, that
And
story was in the 80s when things were...
Galactus is huge. He's
Yeah.
way bigger.
Exactly.
They're like barely up to the bottom of his boot.
He went through
Exactly.
puberty.
But I love this line where Reed is floating out into space and he says, "I'm hurtling out into space."
Yeah. Old comics for you.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, so that was the coming of Galactus, or Behold Galactus.
Behold these nuts, guy.
It's a very silly story. But then again, it was also 1966. Everything was silly. Tee-hee. But, yeah, what did you guys think of that?
I really liked it. It's really fun.
I definitely recommend it, but it's also exhausting to read. It took me 4 days to read it. Literally 4 days. Not because I just need to take a day-long break after reading one part.
Who did the art for this one? For this story?
Probably maybe John Byrne.
I like the way he draws the Thing because he's much less rigid.
Yeah.
He looks like he's just made of a bunch of pebbles.
Yeah.
Instead of
looks like a
big
It'll
barrel.
probably
rocks.
tell you actually.
I like it though. It's interesting. I like when world-ending stuff happens, and then they stop it. They find a way to stop it.
Yeah. John Byrne did this.
It's pretty cute. I like it.
It's a lot of fun. I like this collected edition. Also, it's a hardcover, but not with like a dust jacket. It's just the cover.
I like that too. I don't like dust jackets. They always slip off.
Yeah,
It's like annoying to read with them on.
it
Or I was
is.
trying to flip out while you're reading.
You can look through it if you want.
So what would you rate this book? Or just the one we went over?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if I could hold it up to standards of comics today, just because the writing is so different. But I'd still give this story a solid 7. I think it's enjoyable. I think
what?
it's funny.
I'm sorry, what?
It's so fucking funny you said that because I was like, I was trying to think of a name thing for the number. I was like, Surfer 7.
That doesn't rhyme, but we'll take it.
Kevin 7.
Devin 7.
Devin 7. That's
Yeah.
what we said, yeah.
Maybe Silver Surfer's real name is Devin.
Nope, I take it back.
What's the Silver Surfer's real name? It's like Daniel Radcliffe.
Norman Rad.
Norman Rad.
Norin.
Normal man.
No, he's not like a human. He's an alien man, but he looks like a human.
Okay, so he's not like purple.
He's like Superman.
He's
like-
he's like supercharged. He has Superman powers, or
No.
So then why say he's like
Because
because he's just a regular
looking
white guy from space?
Yes.
Okay.
but bald.
Oh, he wasn't bald from the metal. He
I
was
don't
bald
think so.
pre-metal.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, hold on. So I'm flipping through this book, and at some point it looks like Johnny falls in the water, and I refuse to believe this false narrative that the Thing can swim. That the Thing can swim.
Oh, he's way too dense to swim.
There's
no
no shot the
No, he
Thing
sinks.
breaststroked over there and saved Johnny. That fucker sank straight to the bottom.
Is that the
instantly.
Fantastic Boat?
Yeah, it should have crashed.
My favorite thing about the old Fantastic Four books is looking at the silly, crazy Jack Kirby machines
that definitely
and
would
vehicles.
not run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder you probably don't see it again. It looks like freaking Gabriel throws a boat at it.
A real boat.
Like
A real boat.
Yeah, no, a real boat,
Yeah.
not like some dinghy with a 4 on it.
Well, I think that's all we've got for today. Vinny, do you want to plug your TikTok?
Yeah, you could check me out at Bean Off the Shelf. I make comic-related content a few days a week, or a few times a week.
Jason, is there anything you want to plug?
There is something I would like to plug.
Go ahead and do it.
I recently started a Instagram account for my fishing adventures. I will be posting pictures and videos of catching fish in general, just where I'm hiking and such. If you're interested in that type of content, I would appreciate a follow. The name is Fishing with Sasquatch, all one word, lowercase.
It's pretty epic. I've been there.
Thank you.
Just on your Instagram, it's pretty cool.
You're so kind.
I like seeing all the cool fish you catch.
I followed today.
Me too.
Thank you. That's 2 followers.
Yeah.
I'm already making headway.
I left you a comment.
Oh yeah, Vinny left a comment on one of. It was like, I wish you'd hold me like that.
That is him cradling
Was it the catfish?
It was one of the carp I caught.
Oh, man, if you could hold me that way, if I could shrink down to that size, to the size of a fish,
Let's do it right now.
I'd love to get eaten by you. You don't eat the fish you catch, though.
Nope, I put everything back. Oh yeah, I mean that's.
I mean, you catch dirt fish. You can't- no, I'm just...
Even with clean fish, I always put them back. I'm a fully catch and release fisherman, so you'll never see me smiting fish on my channel. I will try the hardest to put that fish back.
I think one time though, you gotta catch and cook a trout. Fresh trout.
Trout are
that's
very good.
scrumptious.
And I've the only way I would probably keep a trout is if it died and coming in, because sometimes we use way too much energy and they just can't make it.
Yeah.
And then usually in that case we'll take them back. You're not supposed to, but
Josh, you said cook a fresh trout or cook a trout.
Catch and cook. Yeah.
Catch and cook. But to me, fresh is straight out of the water. So next time you gotta take a chomp out of it.
Yeah,
as soon as you get it.
I'll pick it up.
That's real fresh.
Exactly. A nice old munch.
Yeah, bring it to work. Stink up the fridge at work.
Oh, I'll be like Danny DeVito. He ate that live fish from Penguin.
Yeah.
Commitment.
Juicy fish, so fresh and sweet.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. You should lose your hair.
My most precious trout.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode of the Off the Shelf Podcast. We've enjoyed having you here, listening to us in your ears. It's pretty sweet. I love making these episodes.
Yeah,
They're
me
so
too.
fun.
We should do more Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
That's
we
silly.
should. The next time we make a podcast, we're just going to talk about fishing for the whole time. So
Hell
tune
yeah.
into that.
Tune into the fishing podcast.
Off the line podcast.
Oh, that's perfect.
Off the hook, whatever.
Off
We'll
the
figure
hook.
it out.
Either one.